So, welcome to the first SMT and Friends podcast. I have Kiro here with me and Rising Oblivion.
What's up? How's it going? This is Kuro with the Minute Channel. How's it going?
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the first podcast.
So, we have a bunch of really great topics to talk about today, some of which that include games that have come out recently. We're going to start off with the 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim release, which I know I was super hyped about. I know Rising played a little bit of it. I know Kiro beat it in the past. So how are we feeling knowing that 13 Sentinels is finally out for everybody else to play and experience?
Well, here, we can just get my bit out of the way, because I got it for free through certain ways, but I only played it for half an hour. I really haven't touched it yet. I've been super busy lately, but I've seen bits of it in the past, and I thought it looked cool. The art style looks great on it. I heard it was good. It runs well on Switch as well. I wanted to see how well it played, but I don't have a good opinion about it. I have a good first impression, but I haven't really played the game. I don't know. What do you guys think about it?
Honestly, if you haven't played this game already, definitely check it out. It's one of my favorite games on now on Switch. Although I only own 8 games on Switch, so that's not saying much. But I'm happy that it's on Switch for people that don't have a PlayStation or anything. The first time that I played this game, I was obsessed with it. I think I platinumed the game on PlayStation, and I don't really try to platinum games. But this game, I went out of my way to get 100% on everything. It's just a great game. The story is super crazy. The music is great. The characters are really fun. I think it's great that it's coming out on Switch. I'm actually confused that it's not on PC, because I think it will be a great game on PC as well. But I don't know.
Yeah, definitely. It'd probably run pretty good too.
Yeah, right. What about you, Gab? What do you think?
Well, I was originally looking at importing the Japanese Collector's Edition, which I didn't end up doing. I wish I did. But I did get the regular version. I'm still waiting for it to come in the mail, so hopefully that'll come in the next few days or so. I really enjoyed it again. I think more so this time because I understand more of the context behind the references. For example, the first time I played it, I never watched a lot of the things that the game was inspired by, because a lot of them are 80s references, 70s references, things that you probably have never heard of or are in a different language entirely. So that was kind of my main goal, is to understand more about the lore of it, and it's been really interesting so far. I love the game. I think everyone should get it on the Switch, and people should support Vanillaware.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Talking about the reference, I'm actually a huge fan of 80s sci-fi movies. So while I was playing this game, I was like, "Oh, holy crap! They're referring to this guy." When they do the Terminator bit, I was like, "That's just straight up Terminator right there."
Oh yeah, there's a few
so
even
much...
I saw. Yeah, there's some that even I saw where I was like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense." But when you go a level deeper than that, it's referencing so much. People are like, "Oh, it's referencing Pacific Rim, it's referencing Evangelion," but no, it's going way before that. It's deeper than that.
Yeah.
So it's been fun to see what really started every single idea.
There's a lot of Godzilla, Kaiju. I feel like that's really the main big reference to it. And if you're not into Japanese, like you were saying, 70s, 80s sci-fi movies, that's gonna gonna be all over your head, because there's so much about that they reference on it. It's really a game that is I said it on my own review, but I feel like it's a love letter to sci-fi in general. It's just a massive homage to everything sci-fi. It's just so good. So yeah, check it out. I definitely want to encourage people to, if you for some reason are not interested in the game or something, I definitely feel it fits a lot of different tastes, I think.
I need to still play it. Like I said, I have it, but I just haven't played it. I'm a huge sci-fi nerd, so now I definitely need to. I didn't realize it was like that. But yeah, I mean, oh well. I just been too busy. I've been playing Tiny Tina, which that's off topic, but too many games have been out recently that have sort of taken me away from it. But I know 13 Sentinels is good. Everybody, at least that I've heard, says it's very good. So I look forward to playing it for sure.
So to carry things over, talking about 13 Sentinels, we're going to talk about something that I know very few people care about, but I care about it, so I want to mention it, and that is that Gallery Nucleus has come out with new prints of each of the protagonists that you can buy that are about $85 each. Many of them are sold out, and I think they were limited to like 13 copies each. The event was held in LA at the Gallery Nucleus HQ, where there was also a giant BJ recreation or statue that you could take pictures with. There was also a giant sentinel on the wall that was like artwork. It was really cool. I wish I could have gone. I think it ran Saturday and Sunday. If you want to see the artwork, I think what we could do is put it up, link down below. Obviously prints are sold out, but there are other ways to get the artwork.
Well, that's interesting though. I mean, at least it was in this. You said it was in LA. That's kind of surprising. Yeah. Like, usually events and stuff like that, at least from, like, Atlas games and whatnot, there usually isn't a lot of things in the States. So, yeah. I mean...
I guess the other thing I could mention real quick is that, stemming off of what we're talking about with the sci-fi references and stuff, they did this twice, so it isn't the first time Gallery Nucleus has done something like this for 13 Sentinels. They did one for the first release, but it was all based off of sci-fi... It was all based on sci-fi references, so there was like a Terminator poster, and other, easy to spot reference posters. A lot of the art's really nice. I think I like the artwork from this one more slightly. I just wish that it was made more accessible, because the fact that there's only 13 of each kind of makes it annoying that, if we can't get a copy. Because I think some of them were sold out before they even hit the online sales.
Jeez, dude.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Really collectible, man.
Yeah, but it's cool that they're making these kind of events. I remember a while ago they made a Sujima event where they had like artwork from the artist of Persona, if you don't know who Sujima is. And they also had a Persona 5 event as well. I remember. I always seen pictures in LA. Yeah.
Oh, in LA! Wow,
yeah.
Dude, that's crazy. Of course, it's LA they choose,
yeah.
But
well, that's close to where they're set up. I think the Atlas West HQ is in California, so I guess. I'm pretty
sure. I think that's where stuff's dubbed as well. Is in LA, if I remember right. The games are dubbed there too.
That's where a lot of the voice actors are based in. To be fair, so it would make sense that there'd be a hub in LA somewhere.
Yeah. Pretty sure like LA and
makes sense.
Like Texas area.
Or like New York.
Dubbing stuff.
In other news, 1 million copies of SMTV sold worldwide. That's pretty crazy. I mean, I guess I could see it selling that much. I didn't really expect it to. Like I said, I like the game. I just think it's written really poorly, and they made some bad mistakes. But it was a mainline Megami Tensei game for what it was.
Am I the only one that feels like I might get torn apart for this? For like 5 months, am I the one who already thought it was past 1 million?
No, I thought it was past 1 million too, actually.
I feel like that's kind of low for 5 months, to be honest.
No,
congrats for doing it, but
yeah, it's fine.
Yeah,
I think it's a pretty good number. It is selling better than the other SMT games did in the same amount of time. So it is still like the best-selling SMT game, like as far as like during the time period that it's been so far.
The irony, though.
Yeah.
The irony of that. Yeah. They're selling for $50 for the collector's edition right now. Today.
That's not bad. That's great. Like, oh man, I could have waited a little bit longer.
It was good for the consumer, but
good for the consumer. But those could be the copies that people returned because they shipped them out in bubble mailers.
I need to cop one of those right quick.
Hey, that's
I
good.
can.
$50 is great. I don't know. I don't need another copy of it, so I think I'm fine for now. No, I think it's a great number. I think it's fine because when you look at the hype that the game carried along, like you can say that the game wasn't as good as people were expected it to be, but at least it carried a lot of hype, like to the time of like the release and everything. I think that a lot of people were excited for it. Obviously, I really hope that this game doesn't scare like other Persona fans from trying more SMT games that is not just SMT5. Because I don't think this necessarily like was a good representation of like mainline SMT games or anything like that. But I mean, it's good. I mean, a million is a good number. I made my own video on this, but I really hope that they maybe do like a Maniacs or like Royal Edition where they like fix some of the stuff that was that had issues with it. Like that would be cool. Like if they did something and they added some stuff, fix some of the issues that they had and everything. I will be down if they could do something like that.
Yeah, I agree. Like something with the endings. The endings are kind of fucky with SMT5. If they could do some stuff to help that out, that'd be nice. A lot of times, like secondary editions of a lot of Atlas games kind of do that. So I'd be down for that. Also, just adding some more places would be good. Like we really have 4 places in the game. It seems kind of
with
small.
less sand.
Yeah, or more sand.
More sand, I don't know. Less buildings.
Just it's only sand. I don't know. Adding some different areas would be nice. I'm a fan of classic dungeons if they're done right. I wouldn't mind some of that. I know people probably wouldn't like that, but
I don't know.
I don't know.
This game was severely lacking on like dungeon stuff. Like I know that it was like more open world and maybe like the dungeons wouldn't make much sense in like an open world area. But like previous SMT games were also open world. Like if you think about it, like SMT4 or even Nocturne were kind of open world. Like in a sense, you have like the open hub thing where you have your little blue man running around or whatever, and then you still have like the dungeon areas that you visit and stuff.
Yeah, even like cities. I mean, you could go into like the malls and things. Those are kind of open worldish, I guess. So yeah, that kind of makes sense. If maybe they added like a dungeon to each area, then add a whole brand new area and like a better ending to the game, I could see that. Like I don't know, I think drastically changing how much I'd like the game, because the game's gameplay is fun, but yeah, it lacks in story and it lacks in environment. I think those are like the 2 big things that I think make it worse off personally.
Yeah, I don't know. We could spend all day talking about like what we will fix for the game, but maybe if I don't know, maybe I'm just down if they do just the 76. You know, if they just it's the 30th anniversary this year for Shin Megami Tensei, so they could do something. I don't know. They could do something different. Like maybe
announce the next game.
Yeah, just announce the next game. Just Shin Megami Tensei 6. We're gonna forget SMT5 happened and move on into into something else. I don't know.
SMT5 Apocalypse.
So I have a question for you guys. Do you collect anime figures, and if so, do you collect Nendroids specifically?
I do have anime figures. I don't have Nendroids though. I don't know.
But you at least heard the name before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what Nendroid is. Yeah.
Cool. So the Persona 3 Makoto Nendroid is up. I pre-ordered him. I did pre-order the 4 protagonist, but I don't think I ever got him. But I've been collecting Nendroids probably for like well over like 10 years now, which is kind of crazy to think. And I don't know, I'm excited to see that. I'm glad they're doing the older protagonists as well, and I'm glad that they're considering bringing back some of the older lines. Like, I swear to God, every time they put out one of those survey things, I'm like, bring back the Devil Survivor 2 line, please! They're overselling it, I can't afford it, please, just bring it back! I really hope they bring Devil Survivor 2 back. I fucking regret never buying. I remember when the protagonist was in the store vividly, because I was like, oh, that character looks kind of cool, and he comes with a little tiger. And I just never bought it. And then years later, I look and see the price, and I'm just like, oh.
Yeah, that's how I feel about a lot of the figures. When like I see them, like I'll buy
Dude.
it later, and then like I see it again, I'm like, holy crap, what happened here?
That's like
But
anything
now
Alice almost. I remember
Yeah.
when Persona Q was like on the shelf on sale for like $20, like physical, and I'm like, I don't need it. And then it's like
all of a
$100
sudden,
now.
yeah, all of a sudden it goes up to 60, and you're like, well, I didn't really want to buy it at 40, so why would I buy it at 60? And then it gets up to 100, and you're like, well, there's any chance of buying it at the window.
Yeah, pretty much. I remember King Narukami texted me. He's like, "Yo, they made like a U Nendroid." I'm like, "Cool." I didn't really know what Nendroids were until he showed me. But like, I don't know. Nendroids are pretty fun. I think they're cute. I never really bought any. I never really
Like
been into
better
them, but-
pops.
Well, the
Yeah,
irony
pretty much.
about like figure collecting and stuff is I've been really thinking lately about, you know, like what I want to keep in my collection, what I would be okay with getting rid of, just to kind of like slim down. Because I don't know, I just have way too much stuff, and I feel
Yeah.
like just getting rid of some of it would alleviate the stress of, you know, having too much clutter.
Right. I bought a bookshelf to put all of my stuff on games and everything. I bought like a 5-layer bookshelf. Like it almost touches my ceiling. It's so big. And I'm like, I'm gonna have everything in there. My whole desk and everything's gonna be so clean. I put all the stuff in the bookshelf and I look around and I'm like, there's still stuff that is not in the bookshelf that I can't fit. Like I have to buy a second one. Like I go to me.
That's how they get you. That's how they get you. And then it's like, okay, well now I have 2 bookshelves. And I'm at that point too. I have 2 bookshelves. Actually, no, I have like 4, but 2 of them are stacked on top of each other.
Yeah. Just too much stuff, I guess.
Yeah, I have
Yeah,
so
and
much
it's
stuff
like-
in my room. I cannot even feed it. Like I had just so much stuff that I'm just looking at it. I'm like, when I move out, it's like it's gonna be really hard to take everything. I'm gonna have to get rid of it.
Damn. Especially for like collector's edition stuff that takes up like way more space than like just a normal version of
That's
it.
what I was thinking. Like, cause you know, Slime in SMT and Friends, has like all these collector's editions that they've like never opened ever. And I'm like, what do you? They're like, yeah, I couldn't even take all of it when I moved. I'm like, Jesus.
Jeez. I have a whole mini fridge sitting on a bookshelf, like the very bottom one, and it takes up basically half of it. I
would
could fit,
like,
like,
to have
20
a mini
games.
fridge. I would love to have a mini fridge.
You know, the
I have-
juggernaut mini fridge. I don't use it because I'm so... It's like so dumb about like collecting. I want it to be in such good conditioning. I don't even use it for like the utility it's meant for. I just want to keep it looking nice.
Yeah, that's actually funny you mentioned that. I have a Star Wars Collector's Edition mini fridge that I got from Battlefront. And from the Collector's Edition, and I don't use it. I just have it there for display. But it's fully functional and everything. I have no purpose of it.
It's like people in their Xbox mini fridges.
Yeah, they look cool.
Yeah, Xbox. I mean, it looks like a mini fridge. Wasn't that the whole meme?
Yeah,
It
that was
just
a-
looked
that
like
was
a
a
The whole
fridge?
meme was that it looked like the Xbox One, basically.
Doesn't one look like a trash can? Isn't that the newest one?
Yeah, it looks like a box, like a little like.
It looks like a little box,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah. I don't know how the ergonomics on that work. That has to get hot. Oh well, I'm rambling. But yeah, I go to me like collector stuff. It's a hard thing, especially with Atlas stuff, because you get something and it's not like it's really gonna go down in value unless it's like the SMT5 collector's edition for whatever reason, because they just made too many. But you know, it's just gonna only go up, so it's hard
Well,
to ever get rid of it.
The funny thing is you say that, but when Faz was getting rid of his collection, he was actually struggling to sell it off. Like, he said he thought it would be selling really fast, but really people just don't buy it up that much. And I assume it's because people are waiting for, like, low prices. Like, originally how I used to buy stuff was I'd go to eBay, I would see, like, what the cheapest item is. Oh, there's a Yukiko figure or something. That's like cheap, but it doesn't have the box, but it has everything else. I just buy it like that and clean it up a bit or whatever. That's how I started and like kind of got a ton of figures I wanted. And then of course I have some that I straight up bought brand new. But for the most part I bought used, and then I just realized that I have way too much now, and I don't want to have that much stuff.
Especially when we have to move.
Especially when you have to move, yeah.
So I gotta move out in like, I don't know, 2 or 3 years probably, and I'm gonna be like, oh shit.
Yeah, moving this year. So I'm already freaking out. I'm trying not to buy more stuff, because like, my room, I have the smallest room in the house, and it's really, really small, but like, the amount of stuff that I have, I mean, I've just seen some of my stuff, but it's like, it's a lot. Like, I don't even want to, like, I'm just thinking of paying like one of those moving companies. I'm like,
That ain't a bad idea.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pay them. I'm like, I don't want to deal with it.
The funny thing is, my entire room can fit almost inside like a moving vehicle, but it still costs like $1,000. Like,
it does. It's really expensive.
For like, yeah, it's really expensive for the fucking moving vehicle. First of all, and then I have like 30 plus boxes in the garage somewhere. But then the whole process of moving it is the pain.
You just gotta get a friend who's got a big car or something.
And I know I have at least like 5 boxes worth of collectibles, so I know that's part of the problem.
Yeah, half of my collection is actually on boxes in my closet. Like, it's never been out. Like, some people are like, oh, do you don't have this? I'm like, yeah, I do. Like, I have all the Persona games, but half of them are even boxes on the closet. Like, I don't have them on display somewhere. I don't have space for games.
That's how I am with like my original Pokemon games. Like I have like Red, Blue, and I think Crystal and Gold and a few other ones, and I have it locked in a box somewhere, just hidden. So I just like, that's too valuable to lose. That shit's like ancient. It's like the ancient like texts of like Pokemon. I'm like, I'm not gonna ever have that out. So it's hard to like, I don't know. It's hard to also showcase certain things too. That like, it doesn't just look good on a shelf or anything either. Some stuff you just put away because it doesn't fit, it doesn't look good.
Like, David asked to see my entire Shin Megami Tensei collection, and I said, David, I would literally make that entire video, and then realize I forgot something, and have to do the whole thing again, basically. Because I have so much like Megaten stuff hidden throughout my room. I'd have to go through my drawers and stuff. Like, that's how bad it is. I'd be like, oh, here's an official shirt here. Here's a charm here. Here's a game here. Here's a collector's item here.
Yeah, speaking about that, the fucking Vincent and Catherine body pillows. Didn't they just announce that?
Oh, yeah, I saw that. I am disappointed that Vincent does not have his classic underwear with the... I mean, you see Vincent in underwear more than any other character in the game.
Yeah, he's literally always in his underwear.
Yeah.
Cheap World.
Yeah,
he's
exactly.
in his, like, overworld outfit.
Yeah.
That's kind of lame.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of lame. I'm like, you're going to put Catherine in a sexy outfit, but you're not going to give Vincent the same treatment.
Yeah, come on. Give the girls what they want too, damn. You know?
So, the final thing we're going to talk about today is probably the craziest announcement we've had all week, and that's the Megami Tensei Gaiden Last Bible New Testament is going to be released for the Nintendo Switch. Now, if you haven't heard about this game, this is actually one of the mobile phone games that was developed in partnership with Atlas a long time ago, and basically the only way you'd be able to play these games is if you had the game downloaded on a phone already. It's gotten to the point where people have sold phones with these games on them for ridiculous prices. I know one of my friends has played one of them in the past. But it's a really cool thing to be seen coming from Japan, and I hope that we get a translation. I know it's not likely, but maybe we can get a fan translation or something going. But either way, it's nice to see them acknowledge that the phone games aren't dead. Especially when Marsh and LaRue and I have been talking about them like so frequently lately. So, would you guys play an old mobile phone game?
Yeah, I mean, I played the iPhone version of SMT1, so I'll be down.
I forgot about that. Yeah, Gnarly has that too, I think, on an iPad Series 1 or something like that.
Yeah, that's how I played it. I had to borrow somebody's like original iPhone to play it.
It's like people have Flappy Bird still on their phone or whatever. You know?
Exactly. Yeah, that's kind of what they were doing. Except these are like really old flip phones that you literally need to play the game. So it's cool to see. Like, I know LaRue played one of them, but there's like 3 or 4 of them or more, maybe potentially. And nobody has them online, as far as we know. Like, none of the fans have access to them or know how to get them from a phone to, you know. So, hopefully, we'll see more of that. I mean, all Megaten content, good content.
Yeah, I'll be down to see, like, if somebody, like, gets their hand of it and, like, on the original.
How long were we recording?
In 30 minutes. 27
30
minutes? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we can probably throw in Kingdom Hearts 4 and the other Chrono Cross. Did you have anything to say about Megami Tensei Gaiden?
I don't know a thing about it.
Yeah, and I only seen like
Oh,
small
shit.
like clips or something like that. I actually never like seen like full gameplay or anything.
I don't think there is full gameplay. I'm gonna be real with you. I think it's so old that there's not even actual gameplay for it online.
I'd like to give it a shot if we had it. I mean, I'm willing to give anything a shot. I'm not gonna shoot anything down before I give it a shot. You know what I mean? If it does get a translation or anything, even if it's like subtitled, I'd still give it a shot. You know?
Agreed. I was just waiting for a car to drive by. I apologize. My street is so busy, especially at like supper time. So if you hear like a car or a motorcycle, literally nothing I can do about it.
That's fine. I mean, if they put some light music in the background, you probably wouldn't ever even hear the cars, really.
It's possible. I mean, I also struggle with it in my own videos, to be honest.
Oh no, it's fine.
Sorry,
You
I got
actually,
hiccups.
I can actually not hear any of that. So
Yeah, but I have hiccups now, so it's not fine.
You said like here's the biggest
It's
announcement.
not fine. It's not fine.
Like this is the biggest announcement of the last week. I'm like, is she gonna talk about Kingdom Hearts 4? And I was like, you're like Shin Megami Tensei. I was like, oh.
Well, because it was so surprising, nobody expected that. We talk about getting the like phone games all the time, but no one actually thought that we would actually get them unless someone's watching Marsh's videos, like writing this shit down, like, oh yeah, they want the mobile phone games. We want them. We want them.
Yeah, it is random, but
the last 2 topics we're going to talk about today include other games that aren't Megaten related. So that's going to be Kingdom Hearts 4, which we saw the trailer for, which included a character that nobody knew the name of because she's only in a mobile game.
yeah, that's really frustrating. I don't even know why they did that. I'm like, I saw the trailer and I was like, oh cool, new character, and then I got a bunch of comments, people being like, oh, this is the character from this game. I'm like, I mean, it's a mobile game. I'm not about to play the whole mobile game just to get to know this character.
Yeah, I
tried
thought
to
she was
play it.
really pretty. It's the twin-tailed character. She's really cute.
yeah, I mean, I tried to play the phone game at one point, and I mean, it's not terrible for phone game, but it's still a phone game, so it's not the best. But I mean, yeah, it looked really cute. I liked the trailer a lot. I definitely wasn't expecting Kingdom Hearts 4 this soon. I know everybody's saying like can't wait to play it in 20 years, but I have a hunch. I don't think this one's gonna take long. I don't know why. I have a feeling it's not gonna take long.
Unreal Engine 5.
Yeah, and it looks good. I think the playstyle, I think the combat in this is going to be better. It looked like it wasn't as much like Kingdom Hearts 3.
It looked more Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah, which I love 15's combat.
I
It had
also love
reaction
15.
commands, so I think this one's going to be decent.
It can't be any worse than 3, because the 3 was like basically owned by Disney. Like Disney owned that shit, stamped it. Everything had to be approved by them. So let's see them take a turn away from Disney, put their backs to Disney.
Well, I know Disney was on their backs a whole lot for Kingdom Hearts 3. That's why Tetsuya Nomura was thrown all over the place for like FF15 and Kingdom Hearts 3. That's why I think both games suffered so bad, because he was just thrown all over the place. I know he gets a bad rap and he kind of deserves it sometimes, but like multiple studios for Final Fantasy 15 and him being there for some of it and not, I think, really screwed up both those games, to be honest. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, we'll see. I think it looks fine. What we saw looks good. It's just kind of really hard to. We were talking before we started this podcast. It's kind of hard to like have enough of a conversation about this, just from like the 3-minute trailer. Although I was surprised that it's a 3-minute trailer. Typically they give you like the title and maybe some pictures or some small images or something. Like, remember when Kingdom Hearts 3 was announced? It was literally just like the title and like nothing else.
It was like, and then they did another one. It was like Sora grabbing a Keyblade, and that was it.
yeah, exactly. It was like 5 seconds of like a trailer, but this one is actually legitimately 3 minutes of like straight up just like cutscenes and a little bit of gameplay. So
yeah, which makes me feel like it's further along. Because I think they're just probably using leftover stuff from 3. You know, what I mean, they're not building a whole new engine for this.
Yeah. When you see Goofy and Donald in like the last part of the trailer, they basically look very similar to how they looked on the previous game. So yeah. I'm pretty sure they're using a lot of the stuff that they already did because it's still using Unreal Engine. It's just gonna be Unreal Engine 5 instead of Unreal Engine 4. So I'm sure it's gonna be like pretty straightforward. But who knows? I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I have to wait and see what they do with it. But just from the sense we're getting, I'm glad it seems like Disney's not so heavily involved. At least with this trailer. I think that's just where the ending of 3 was going as well, with the Uzura stuff, and I think that's a good thing. I think Tetsuya Nomura wants to move away from a lot of the Disney stuff, and I think that's what the fan base wants too. There wasn't enough of like the Kingdom Hearts characters getting development and story in 3, and I think that's what we're going to get in 4, which I'd rather have than what.
That being said, have you seen like the guesses that there's gonna be Star Wars stuff in this game?
Yeah, I've seen that. Like there was like an AT Walker like foot or something like that, right? In the trailer or something.
Right, yeah. I don't know.
I'm down for it to be more realistic worlds.
It'd be cool if they did that. Star Wars or maybe like Marvel stuff would be cool, but I don't know. Disney, like you were saying, like it's so like overprotective over like the properties, and I don't know. Maybe just Kingdom Hearts just being like its own thing without like any of the other stuff will be fine too. I kind of feel a little conflicted on that.
I think it could go either way, and they could do it right. They could do it decent, but they need to take their time. You know, let Tetsuya Nomura actually try on this one. You know, don't rush him or anything. Like I said, he gets a bad rap, but I think if he wants to do it right, he can. I think he knows how to. He just has to have the time to do it, really.
Yeah. Let him take his time. We'll see.
Yeah.
All right.
So, the final podcast topic for today, or at least for the first podcast, is gonna be Chrono Cross, which I know I want to play. I know Rising wants to play, but the reviews on the port copy are kind of coming back bad, as in it runs crappily. What do you guys think, or have you played it?
I haven't played it or heard anything about it a whole lot. But what did it originally release on? Was it NES or SNES? Like what?
PS1, I'm pretty sure.
PS1.
Yeah.
Interesting. Weird that like a PS1 game they're struggling to emulate. Like I guess it has to be a formatting issue somehow, which
it has a 4.1 on Metacritic.
It's something to do with an unstable frame rate, something like that. As from what I recall, that's what people are saying. I don't actually know. Like I said, I was looking at buying it myself. Because I don't know, this month and next month are kind of dry for like JRPGs. I think.
Yeah,
there wasn't really. Right. What is next month? May? Yeah, there wasn't really anything. I don't think I have planned for playing next month. So I don't know. I was just looking for a game that I could sit down in bed and like just, you know, pound through really fast.
Yeah, I mean, I heard it's really good. I mean, I think that's why it's getting, you know, a release on Switch. And you'd think the Switch by now would be like better at like putting games like this on there. I mean, I have Final Fantasy VII and it runs fine.
But is it worth paying the extra $30 for a physical copy? Because you guys know I like my physical copies.
I did too. I don't know if it plays bad, maybe not. I don't know.
Well, on PC
That's
it has
what I
a
was
1.4. On I think PlayStation has Switch has the highest score with a 4.0. The Switch has the highest score. PlayStation has a 3.6. Xbox has a 2.3.
Oh god.
And PC has a 1.4. So Switch, I never thought that I will see the Switch ranking higher than the other ones. That's crazy.
Well, I mean,
Well,
if you think about even
Nintendo
13
people.
Sentinels on the Switch than it does PS4.
Oh yeah, it does. It does. We never mentioned that, but yeah, it does
That's
run
because
better.
Switch people are hungry, bro. That's why.
They'll
That's
take
why
the crumbs they can get.
That's why they take a Mario game and pretend it's the next coming of Christ every 8 years. You know what I mean? So.
Oh wow, yeah. I don't know. I saw the trailers, but I actually haven't looked much into Chrono Cross. So I'm sorry. Maybe
Have you played Chrono Trigger or
No, I haven't played any of those.
You've never played one of the greatest JRPGs of all time that based part of the journey.
Yeah, I didn't. I entered the PlayStation like by the time that the PlayStation 2 was a thing. So my mom didn't let me play video games. So
I didn't play Chrono Trigger until I was at a high school.
Yeah. I
haven't
mean,
played it
I have
either.
to play Chrono Trigger, I guess.
You haven't played it either?
No.
Own up to your sins.
My friend Void, he was like, playing
Shame.
Chrono Cross is probably a good way to like get into Chrono Trigger. I was like,
What?
okay.
Oh my god, I need to have a special chat with your friend. Pull him aside and give me a 1-2.
Isn't that one before the other one?
Chrono Trigger's the original, and it's like
Oh.
more notable. And then Chrono Cross was like I think it was like a sequel, but like spin-off sequel type thing. I don't know, I can't remember. It's
okay,
not
well.
directly connected, but it has like it's called Chrono. You know? Chrono.
Coronavirus, that's what it is.
No. That's the third game.
Well, it's on Steam
Coming out in
for
2020.
$14.99.
That's the worst one.
It's the third game that came out in 2020.
That one didn't do so well. Not well
I heard
received.
it was very popular with the personally.
Everybody got it, but didn't like it. I mean, yeah,
Oh,
I need to
God.
play them. I'll probably play them both at some point. I don't know. I'm going back to a lot of old JRPGs, like Final Fantasy VII. I never played the OG. I'm like halfway through it. You know, I've been enjoying playing that. I've actually been playing that recently.
That's cool. I'm glad you're enjoying Final Fantasy VII. It's a good game. I like it.
I knew you told me to play it because I played the remake. Like, you should play the OG one.
Yeah, I was telling you, right? I'm like, you need to play the original one. Yeah, I'm eventually gonna play. Maybe once I get my Steam Deck, I'm gonna check out some of these older games. On the I don't know. I don't really like playing much of PC. I do, but I don't like sitting on my chair. I think I need a better chair. That's what it is.
Dude, same. My chair
But instead of buying a $200 chair, I'm gonna buy a $400 Steam Deck so I can play it on the Steam Deck.
Priorities, dude. I don't know. What games have you guys been playing recently?
I just started playing Neo 2 because I finished Elden Ring, and everything that I played after Elden Ring just wasn't as good. so
It's
like,
just not.
yeah.
It's not up to par of the.
yeah, like I played Tokyo. What was it? The
Ghostwire?
Ghostwire Tokyo. Yeah, man,
Yeah.
that game disappointed, and I bet just because I was really excited for it. So when I played it, I was like, oh man, especially after playing it
Yeah.
again right after Elden Ring. It just like everything that I don't like about an open world game, it was in Ghostwire Tokyo. I'm like,
I've heard it's disappointing. Resident Unleashed, she likes it a lot. You know, she's a fellow SMT and Friends member. She likes it a lot. I wish the gameplay. I haven't played it myself. I'll have to like judge that when I get to it. But yeah, it sucks when like something like Elden Ring comes out, which is like something that like From Software, you know, makes like a banger of a game like every 5 years. It like just nothing touches that for like a while after you beat it. So it's
yeah.
understandable. Yeah, like Elden Ring, and then I've been playing old JRPGs pretty much this year. Like
already
Elden Ring might be
finished
the only new game.
Tiny Tina Wonderland.
Yeah, I beat Tiny Tina's Wonderland. I guess it's another game. Like Tiny Tina's Wonderland, Elden Ring. Those are like the two new games I've played this year. Other than that, I've been playing old JRPGs. Final Fantasy VII is what I started with. I bought them all on Steam for like $30. Like 7 through 10 too, I got on Steam for like $30 during a sale.
Oh, sweet.
I'm just gonna go through all of them.
Are you streaming them or just on your downtime, just by yourself?
I've been streaming 7. I intend to stream them all, but we'll just have to see. If not, then they're still good games. I'm liking 7 a lot, to be honest. I think it's
let me know when
story
you play,
and gameplay, even though it's old.
I like 10 a lot. Let me know when you play 10.
I'll get to that. I've played 10 a little bit.
I've been playing a lot of Fortnite.
Fortnite? Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Fortnite.
Is that all you've been doing? Is just Fortnite?
Well, I beat Elden Ring. I've been playing a lot of Fortnite. I've been playing 13 Sentinels, but other than that, that's been it. I mean, I played Atelier Sophie too, played Crystar, but the only one that really, like, I felt like really impacted me in such a way was either Elden Ring or 13 Sentinels, but I already knew 13 Sentinels, so Elden Ring was just kind of like a new experience.
So we're all here able to agree that Elden Ring is
pretty
up
good.
there. Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty damn good. It might be I don't know. I love Dark Souls. I like the linearity sometimes. I don't know, sometimes the open world stuff in Elden Ring could be too much. Sometimes it's not, though.
I think the opposite direction. I sometimes in Dark Souls, I get tired because I get stuck in a particular area. I'm like, well, there's no other way. You just have to beat this particular boss to move forward, So you have to, like, go back and, like, maybe grind some and get some levels in or something like that. Look up a guide to fight, like, a boss or something. But literally, there's sometimes like, you're just stuck in a part where there is no other way other than to go to this particular corridor.
If you've completed every other area, sometimes I'll just go to a new area. But if you've beat every area, there's nothing else left.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sometimes sometimes like the only thing that will, like, piss me off, like when I was playing, I think 2, Dark Souls 2. I got stuck in a particular area where I had just, like, beat everything else, and I was like, man, like, that's all I have left to do, and I don't really want to go forward.
I get what you mean, for sure. I'm not saying Elden Ring's bad. I actually love the open world stuff. Just at times I'm like, oh, it's just 2 different games. They have different things about them. But I think open world for Elden Ring, like a From Software game, worked perfectly though.
Well, I will say that this is only the first episode of SMT and Friends Podcast. We only had a few topics today, but we're going to cover not just Megaten topics. I think the plan for the podcast is basically we're going to primarily cover them, and then at the end of each episode, we'll just sort of pick a few topics that are really popular right now and go through them. But the whole point of the podcast is basically just to get to know us as creators and understand a bit more of our perception on things. So I hope you guys enjoyed the first official podcast with Kuro and Rising, and look forward to the next ones and the other content we make.
Yeah, see you, everybody.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and all that stuff, yeah?